So I was making sure I was changing certain settings, lighting on my screen, um, motion of the character, and making sure I see field of view pretty good. Um, so certain things were turned on simply to ensure that I keep playing the way I want to. Let's see what large does. Um, Chat, text, speech. I won't be chatting with anyone. Going text to speech. Chat translate. Well, that's if I'm chatting with someone. Okay. In the settings, there are certain things that I didn't fully go over with regards to settings. Like, there's a lot of stuff I went over, but certain details. So I'll give it a half a point for those missing details with regards to accessibilities. And of course, with regards to certain things in audio that I didn't go over, so I'll give it half a point. So I basically got this game like at a 7. Overall at a 7. If I was to deduct points from this game because I want a first person shooter, it would be at a 6.5 right now. And it would be like at a 6.6, you know, right now because I gave it, well, 6.55 because I gave it half a point. But I didn't. I'm not that much of a extreme critique. I'm more like a rational one. So I'm at a 7 in regards to the game at the moment. I start everything from a base of 5, and from a base of 5, I move upwards. So I'm at a 7 with regards to the game right now. And I'm only at the 5% marker. Now, if things starts to fall off, then I'll drop it from that 7 into the 6 again. So far, so good. And the other half a point, that's why I would say maybe it should be like a 7.1, or if I'm a high critique, or let's say I'm at a 6.5, I should get it a 6.6, is that in the mode, you could choose your mode that you're in, classic mode, game modes. So you don't have to play it the way, was it in game or was it in accessibilities? Video. It was in a video render mode. Yeah. So they even offer you a type of mode you could play in. Now, they don't have to do this. No one has to do this in their game. No one. They could just say, you know what, just play the game. When you unlock the game, you get to play it in one other mode, black and white or color, or our classic mode. They give you more than just 3 options. They give you 3 options, then 3 more options on top of that, so they give you double the amount. Or they didn't have to do any of this at all. Like if you go Doom Classic and then you look at your screen, everything is extremely pixelated, and then you go back and you change your settings again, go back to render mode, and then let's say you go retro console, so everything looks retro right now, but it's not extremely pixelated. It is pixelated, but it's retro pixelated, so it's next upgraded version from being extreme pixelated. Another thing with regards to this game, that I should actually give it another half point for, so I'm a 7.15, is that your up and down button, you don't have to go all the way down. See, you don't have to go all the way down. You can actually start from the top and go from the top and skip all the way to the bottom, and go from bottom and skip all the way down. Now, in some games like say Zombie Army 4 or other games that they don't put a lot of time and care into the coding, you would have to scroll all the way up and scroll all the way down, and you have to do that for every single thing. They allow you to skip that, so that's a huge deal in the gaming world of today. If you're letting people scroll all the way up and down in today's gaming world of 2025, you failed at your job. When you see something like a scroll system here, you either offer what Warframe does, an option to put a search button. You put a search button within your UI, type in what you're looking for, or you give the options to go up and down without scrolling all the way up and down. Like if you're halfway in the middle, obviously you're gonna have to scroll, but if you're at the bottom, you don't have to go back all the way up again. You just press down again, and now you're all the way back at the top. So that's another point. In fact, I'll give it a full point for that. So now I'm at a 7.2. I forgot to put that in the game. I forgot to put that. You could change it to whatever style mode you want, and you don't have to scroll all the way up and down. So 7.2. A lot of people don't like first-person shooters because that's what it is. You don't see your characters, and you're shooting without seeing your characters. You're doing everything from first person. That's why I say a lot of people who are gamers, you gotta really check them when they say they're gamers. Whether they're popular streamers or influencers, if they don't like a specific type of game in the world of gaming, you gotta really check them. Like whether they're really into games or not, or if they're just doing it for the money, then you know they're just doing it for the money. They're doing something they like, and they're making money off of it. Emphasis again, they're doing something they like, and they're making money off of it. They don't really like it. It's just the easiest thing that they could find where they could make money off of it. If they really liked it, they would play everything in that game off various different genre types. That's why I hate half of the fucking streamers in the world. You know that half of those motherfuckers are just doing it to pay fucking bills and stuff. Using the thing that they love for something else. They don't truly love the thing. You don't see them going out being designers and artists, do you? If they like the world of video games, half of those mofos don't even develop video games, or render video games, or do Photoshop for video games, or work in the video games companies. They love something so much they'd be part of that world, but they're not. Okay. So aim down sights only happens when you have a modification on your weapon. I really gotta keep. I'm forgetting that this isn't Warframe. You can't press R2 and aim down sights. Aim down sights only happen when you have the mod on the gun, and it automatically aim down sights when you're pressing, holding on your shoot button. So I gotta remember that. That's why it's taking me so long to shoot off that gun off the Arachnotron's head. And plus there's fall damage as well. Okay, let's... Okay, so if I remember clearly, attachments. There. No, but that doesn't aim down sights, this is fire. Oh yeah, aim down sights is R2, but you have to have your modification on it. You have to press up, put the mods on it, and then the mod switch to the type you want. Sticky bombs or... Yep. Okay. Squares to use your chainsaw. Triangle is to use your gasoline to get armor. This is like Dark Souls. If you fall off a building, you will die. Shit, shit. Sticky.
Take a moment to look around you. Witness the beauty of the world we have created. Please assemble in an orderly fashion and move towards the nearest harvesting zone. Thank you.
I don't have the flamethrower yet, so I can't use the gasoline. I can pick up the gasoline, but I don't have the flamer.
tomorrow. UAC would like to thank you for your support during this transition. Your suffering continues to inspire us. The UAC would like to thank you for your support during this transition. Your suffering continues to inspire us. present. Because it takes a lot of hard work to do the proper. Forget about the future.
So I'm not exactly sure. I might have to dock half a point from the game for this. It's like our character is moving very slowly. This is a game meant to be fast, but for some reason the character is moving slow. I believe the character moved much faster in 2016. In Eternal, he seems to be moving a little bit slower than usual. I mean, if enemies are coming at you from left, right, and center, it feels very strange that the character is moving slowly. Or maybe I'm just thinking the character is moving slowly because there's so many enemies around. But it shouldn't matter. The character does seem to be moving slowly. So I have to dock half a point from that. So um, I was at a 7.2 with the rest of the game. I think I'll put it back to a 7.1. Um, because he does seem to be moving very slowly. Unlike Doom 2016. Yeah, that was a bad one. That was a bad one. That was a bad one. Yeah, he's moving very slowly. Either I'm moving slowly or I'm not utilizing my shortcuts. I don't know what it is. No, the difficulty does not need to change. It's just the characters seems to move very slowly. See? The room seems to be moving fast, but the character himself seems to be moving slow. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm moving fast. The gun firing is not fast enough for me. I'm rapidly tapping the gun and jumping, trying to kill the enemies fast. It's not moving fast enough for me. It's moving fast enough for the playstyle of the game, but not for me. Yeah, he seems to move very slowly than the 2016 version. So it's hard to kill enemies. You think you're moving fast, but he doesn't. See, I'm trying to play it like kill everyone all at once. It's like one thing I learned about Doom is that you got to be tactical with your movements. You cannot think your guy is invincible. Oh shit. See, that's what I'm talking about. Ready?
Forget about the future. Because it takes a lot of hard work to make a prophecy happen. Forget about the future. Just suffer.
See, now that's bullshit. That's some bullshit right there. That's bullshit right there. Man, I hate that timing shit. I hate that timing shit. Because what that timing shit does, it takes, while their body is blinking, you have to run up to their body and then do like a visceral attack. So if you take too long, it comes off. But the guy, the Doom in this game, this version Doom, he's kind of slower than the 2016 Doom. So by the time I get to him, he's already off. So I cannot stay far from the enemy, but I can't stay close to an enemy either. Because he doesn't move slow. It seems like he's moving fast, but he's not moving fast. Not for this game anyway. So yeah, it was good I took a half point away from the game for that, because that doesn't make sense. I seem like I'm moving fast, but I'm not moving fast. Not compared to the enemies here. Or myself.
Forget about the future. To suffer.
So might as well just shoot him. Might as well just shoot him. If you can't make it to him in time, might as well just kill him. If you can't get the visceral for health, just shoot him. Otherwise you'd be doing the mission over and over again. Might as well just shoot him. So for anyone who want to play this game on like ultra violence or higher, if you can't make it to an enemy in time, shoot his ass, because he's definitely gonna, you know, wake up from his stun state.
Forget about the future.
Reaper is nearby. She is inside that demonic citadel. I will mark her location on your HUD.
I am gonna see if I could get more ammo. And I am gonna only play 2 hours of this. So far so good, except for his movement speed. Based on the rapid movement of the enemies in the game, he seems to... There's a secret I missed. Well, I'm obviously gonna die if I jump here. Oh, never mind. Still gotta find that secret. I see. I am not allowed to go back once I get past a certain point. The moment I jump through here, I can't go back. Okay, so... Oh, that is a miss.
Priests is located just above your location. My scans indicate there is a lift at the center of this facility.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to see if I could. I'm gonna try to see if I could get that item. And see what I missed. Because I missed an item here as well. Here. There's there's gotta be a way to get this thing. Alright, that's one down. Fast travel location. There's city. I missed one here at the city. And another at the endpoint of the city. Midtown. Right here. So basically, I killed every enemy within the city. This is a long ass city, so I already killed all of them. Just trying to pick up the secrets before the next level.
Behold the fruits of our labor. Cleansing of Earth is a necessary step on the path to a brighter tomorrow.
What the hell is going on? All of a sudden he doesn't know how to jump?
the UAC. It takes a lot of hard work to make a prophecy.
The Khan Maker is present at this gathering, but when outside of her domain, she is by all accounts indestructible.
Okay, so I'm gonna end it here. It's been 2 hours already. Actually, no, I'm not gonna end it. It's only at an hour and a half. So I got 30 more minutes to go.
How can this be? No man can pass through the gate. It is... This stops nothing. The sacrament of this world to the great Khan Maker will be made, and the energy will be restored once again, as it is written, from the souls of the non-believers. You will not save them from their judgment.
You go too far this time. You cannot interfere. This is humanity's chance to repent, to give service to us. You cannot resist the will of the Khan Maker.
Activating the portal now.
For it was you who was meant to enforce it.
Okay, so also under proper evaluation, there are items that you find in mission, and they all have icons on them that identify them for what they are. And when you find them, they turn green. So if you haven't found them, they're white in color, which is good. So you know exactly what you pick up and what you didn't pick up. They're not various different colors, so that's the only bad thing about it. The difference between a key item and a regular item that's important to you, like say superpowers or extra life, there's no differentiation between color types. So that's a negative. That's 1 point off. But I'll also give it a point for having an icon. So that's, they both eliminate each other. And then they have a scene where you summarize everything you completed in mission. Now most games you have just a flat sheet that shows you everything you've done in the mission, everything you've checked off, everything you need to do, like in Resident Evil 4 Remake or Resident Evil 2 Remake. So that's a standard thing in games nowadays. So not really gonna give it a point for that, but only going to give it a half point because they did put effort into that as well. Exploration is better in this game, so I'll give it a full point for that, because now you know exactly what you picked up, what you didn't pick up, and what you missed. So I got 7 items, and I did 12 out of 13 exploration. So I got 5 codex out of 6 codex. So my grand total was 12 out of 13. So it's like a grading system when you're in school or something. How good did you do within the mission with regards to combat, with regards to exploration? And I got a 12 out of 13. So if you were to be in school taking a test, I would probably got like a 95 or a 96 or a 97 or something like that, but I wouldn't get 100. 100 would be like 13. So I did pretty well for exploration as well. Reward types, it tells you different rewards you're getting within mission. So when you go onto it, you could not only just see what it is, and it tells you what it is by you clicking on it. Well, you can't click on it to see what it is. It just tells you what it is. Now, that's the only bad thing. I'll take a point off from the game for that. You can't click on it to tell you what it is. Like, suppose you really want to know what it is so that you could get more of that thing. It doesn't tell you what it is so you could get more of that thing. Like in Warframe, when you scroll over an item, a little mini icon pop up when you scroll over the item for you to tell you what it is. And if it's an imperative item for you to become stronger, you'd want to pick up more of that item, but here it doesn't do it. So I'll give it a half a point for it having it in the system, and another half point for it being organized in a systematic manner. It could have been easily jumbled all together, so it tells you what rewards you get per level. But I'll dock a point from the game so that, because you can't scroll over it, for it to tell you exactly what it is that you're getting. Like here, I know what it is I'm getting. It's a toy. It's the various different things I pick up in the level. But these, I don't know what this is, or this, or this. I cannot tell. Maybe it's currency. I don't know what that is. So I dock a half point from it. So in all truth, where I am right now with regards to the game is like a 7.3. Yeah, 7.3 right about now. Various half points I've been giving it got 7.3. It would have been 7.35, but I dock it a point for not being able to see what these are. You can press R1 back and forth. So this scene right here of you completing a mission, all this has been done. Work has been put into the effort of doing this. And then you press the hold button to continue, or the circle button to save and exit the game. That's also placed into there, so that has been considered as well. So far so good. I'm at a 7.3. Another thing that I'll give it a point for right now, to get it to about 7.4. Within every time you do a mission, you go to your next mission, there's a loading screen, and as this will be considered a pre-loading screen. So the game is loading and it says press X to continue. In this screen, while it's loading, waiting for you to press X to continue, this mini window pops up saying Fortress of Doom, telling you cheat codes, progression tips, play with cheat codes through the mission select, does not disable progress, allowing you to use them to complete all blah 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 blah, however game gates. So it's telling you stuff so you can read it as you're going along. And during this process of this preloading screen, they didn't have to do that. It could just be a standard preloader, and it will get you from it will get you nowhere, because it's a standard preloader just showing you like maybe an animation or background, and with no information on it, just a screen of a design or an artwork. Here they give you a little summary of exactly other things that also pop up in the game while the preloader is going. So they included that as well, so that's also another half point. So I'm at 7.35 with regards to the game right now. Well,
I do not have the means to locate the second Hell Priest,
because preloaders aren't that big a deal.
We will need a replacement. I've completed the redesign of your equipment launcher. The flame belch is now ready for your approval.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely at a 7.45. Crafting system does work. Is in his ship, and this is his ship, and it does. It is where I want it to be. So you can choose between armor by going left and right on your D-pad. Not your center D-pad, left and right on the buttons on your controller. Left, right, up, down. I could choose what I want. Do I want a lot more health? Or do I want a lot more ammo? To me, I seem to run out of ammo quite quickly. So I want heavy and sniper heavy demon. What? Wait. Resource drops get pulled in from much further away. As long as you're at max armor, all armor pickups contribute to Blood Punch. Okay. Demons drop armor at a faster rate. Well, they typically drop armor when you use your chainsaw. So if I'm just doing glory kills, they're not going to drop armor at all. Heavy and super heavy demons stay on fire longer. What, from the guns? I guess so. Okay. So there's no give you more ammo. There's no more ammo pickups. There's none of that. There's either resource drops get pulled towards you from much further away, so you could have more ammo rather than run to it. I guess that's the idea for getting more ammo. There's no manufacturing more ammo. Health, armor, and ammo upgrades are immediately applied along with any unlocked bonus upgrades. So I unlocked a bonus. I basically gave my character a bonus upgrade for ammo, to grab more ammo from further away. But basically the game is saying your health, your armor, and your ammo is going to be upgraded anyway, even though you permanently selected something additional. Alright, so that's good.
The portal is activated and ready when you are.
This is an ARC broadcast. There are reports coming out of the quarantined Hellified zone near the San Andreas Chasm. Satellite imagery show what ARC personnel believe to be the legendary Doomslayer himself fighting the mortally challenged. The Doomslayer, or Doom Guy, as he is sometimes referred to, was thought to be a myth of the Resistance, a sort of avenging angel. He was last reported to be seen on Mars, and is allegedly responsible for the destruction of the Argent Tower there. He disappeared soon afterwards. The UAC continues to deny all reports of his existence. We will continue to broadcast new information as we receive it. This is an ARC broadcast. There are reports coming out of the quarantined Hellified Zone near the San Andreas Chasm.
Okay, so you don't have to beat the game, apparently, once in order to get mission select. Typically, when you defeat an entire game on its campaign mode, you have now the ability to go to whatever mission you want. That's how it was back in the 90s and the early 2000s. Now, the moment you beat an area, you can choose that area to go back to if you want. So if you want to repeat going back to Hell on Earth over and over again, you could choose to do it over and over again, especially if you want to play cleanup and get the items for which you could 100% those areas. So that's very good. You don't have to wait until the game's over or until you've got to a certain point in the game where it does now allow you to unlock mission select, or if it's an additional mode that you must complete by doing something specific in mission, like games of the past. So I'm gonna give it a full point for that. So now I'm at 7.55. Yeah, and there's also a cheat code in the game. So I'll give it a half point for that, because I don't think many people need cheat codes, but these cheat codes come things that you find in mission. Find as many of them as you can, and this is activate cheats. And if I press on the activate cheats button, infinite extra lives. Player has infinite extra lives. If I decide to activate cheats, I will also have extra lives as well. So these are things that you could choose to play with in game as you're playing the game, and it doesn't look like you have to complete New Game Plus to activate them. So it would void out my ultra violence mode. If I have infinite extra lives, I would die, but I would come back to life again and again and again. So it would void out what I'm trying to do. But these are in-game modifications on the game mode that it's willing to give to you if you're willing to explore to find them. So it's not like you're actually using cheats to break their game. These are cheats that they give to you voluntarily. They could choose to use at any time, whether you want to use them or not. So I'm going to give the game another point for that. Not a half point, a full point for that, because that's very good. So now I'm at a 7.65. So yeah, 7.65. That's very good. So take that off. Toggle all of what? Toggle all the unlock cheats. I guess I don't need it on if I'm not going to be using it at the moment. Yeah. So if I decide to use the cheats for an area I completed, I could then go back and have as many lives to complete that area again, because I beat the area and I did it fair and square. So if I choose to decide to include the cheats and I don't do it fair and square, it won't matter, because I already did it fair and square the first time. And since Ultra Violence is basically the hard mode of this game, or very hard mode, not impossible mode, so because that, to me, that's what Ultra Violence is. You have normal mode, then you have hard mode, then you have ultra violent mode, then you have extreme mode, and then you have Hell on Earth mode. So ultra violence is a little bit harder than hard mode. It's not hard, it's just a tad bit over hard in my opinion. which is fine for me. Hard and a tad bit over hard is good. Now, I could say a tad bit over hard is just not true, and ultraviolence is probably harder than hard. It's like the next hardest level is basically hardest. So if I'm understating things and it's actually much harder than hard mode, and it's not slightly above hard, it's actually like halfway above hard, then I'm on the right place. I'm at the right place because I'm playing it harder than its regular hard mode. What if it is the standard hard mode for this game? Then I'm in the right place. I don't need to be Billy Badass and play it on Nightmare mode. I'm not doing that. I'm not that guy. I don't need to prove anything to anyone. Like, even if I wanted to, and what would I be getting out of doing that? Money, recognition. If I ain't getting no money, recognition, I ain't playing that shit.
Satellite imagery show what ARC personnel believe to be the legendary Doomslayer himself.
And if I do play it on that mode, I would play on the mode only to challenge myself. Like I played Bloodborne. I played Bloodborne just to challenge myself. And I played Dark Souls just to challenge myself. I don't have to play those games. Those games are already on ultraviolent mode from the very get-go. Everything is already automatically hard, or very hard from the beginning. Or if I decide to play Zombie Army 4 and put it on brutal mode, I would be playing those modes simply to see how good my character has actually gotten, or builds have actually gotten. So those things I do simply because I want to test myself. That's all. Me going live and broadcasting and evaluating the game is not part of me testing myself. It's kind of pointless. It's not needed for an eval. I'm only playing ultraviolent because I feel like playing ultraviolent. If I wanted to play it on its standard average mode, which is Hurt Me Plenty, I would have played it on its average mode, Hurt Me Plenty, and evaluate the game, which would have been fine as well, because it's just for evaluation. But I'm not doing that.
The Doomslayer, or Doom Guy, as he is sometimes referred to, was thought to be a myth of the Resistance, a sort of avenging angel. He was last reported to be seen on Mars, and is allegedly responsible.
So there seem to be 3 pathways within your ship. There's the direct pathway to the back, right here. And then there's a side path right here that leads down these stairs. And then another side path that leads down the stairs. And they both go under, and they go to the back here. And there are various things at the back here. Yeah, so this at the back of his ship looks like where he would keep other armor or other special items. And those things might unlock after you beat the game. So after this, I'm going to just call it a day. I could have said, you know, play the game and stop there and not evaluate the game based on extra lives from cheat codes and of course the upgrade system. But this is truly for me to evaluate before anything else. It's not for me to just have fun or to have fun at all. It's just for me to see what it is as a complete project, and as a complete project that was produced, mass produced, to give to the consumer. So I'm looking at everything that they developed, the design of their game that they developed. Looking at the banners and the artwork done in the background scene of the preloader, looks very good. I gave it a point for that. So yeah, I'm here. I've now teleported to this location. And I'll stop it here. I'll press options button. And instead of loading last checkpoint, the game should automatically, because this game has autosave, it doesn't have, you can't prioritize you personally manually saving. And most normal games today does that, autosave. But I do like the manual autosave feature, because a machine will always be a machine, and even though it saves when you, the human being, forgets, because people forget all the time, and it remembers your save for you where you last were. Sometimes it's very important to save at a specific location, and many games nowadays don't allow you to manually save at an exact location for which you're standing at. Now, sometimes that exact location needs to be at a save point location where you could actually do a manual save. But then if you're at a save point location, autosave will kick in. The whole point of the manual save is that you can manually save no matter where you are, and it will remember you standing at that location and log your entry at that location. A lot of games don't do that nowadays. I believe that's something that needs to come back, very much so, because the save system has to save where you last left off at, not save where the game tells you you last left off at, because then you have to do that area all the way over again. Let's say something happening is in your house. Let's say something happens very important in your house. Someone has a kid, or there's a flooding or a storm, or you need to go to school real quick, but you wanted to get an hour in, but you're farther from the checkpoint, so you could do so you could do an autosave, but you'll realize you're already halfway there. It would suck for you to have to do the whole thing over because you have to hurry go to school. So the logic would be like, well, that's nobody's fault. You should have not played the game, because you know it will take a while for you to get to that checkpoint location. But in life, where everything is based on things moving fast and progression and trying to achieve things on the fly all the time, the manual save allow you to save exactly where you want to save at, which, regardless of what's happening in your life, you now have full control over where you are and what you're doing, rather than to do things based on the design of the game itself. So you know exactly what you have, where you last left off, because you manually saved there, and you can't blame the game or anything for you saving out of spot, because you'll know it was you who did it. So that's one thing I will always consider as important. The human element must always be in control of what they're doing. So even if there's a bug or glitch in the system, it won't go awry because you're in control of it. That's why I don't do AI nonsense. Anyone's down with it, because they don't understand. It just takes one devastating bug to screw everything up. And even if it was to screw it up for just one day, that one day could cause a lot of problems for a lot of people, for which they will take a long time to recover from. Not just a day, sometimes even a week and a month. Because recovering from something is much easier, or should I say much harder, than destroying something. It's easy to destroy something. It's much harder to recover and build that thing over again. That's why manually being in control is always important. The building up process takes longer. The tearing down process is easier. Someone needs to tell this to people who are really into AI, who don't want to hear that nonsense. Reality is, if it's made by man, and it will always be this way till the end of time, if it's made by man, if it's destroyed, it will take a long time to rebuild again. And if it's destroyed, it will take just one day or an hour or a few minutes to destroy the whole thing and to make it inaccessible. But to repair it takes hours, days, months, depending on the type of damage it is. So 10 times, 3 times, 4 times longer to build than the time it takes for it to be destroyed. So I don't mess with AI, and I think people who do mess with AI really are somewhat evil, because at the core of their understanding is that they nonchalantly believe that it is impossible for something like that to happen, or the percentage on probability is minuscule, that is unlikely that that will happen, for which case they're kind of dumb. So that's it for Doom. I'm going to call it a day on this, and I'll proceed further after. So I really miss the manual save from old games. They really need to bring it back, because I don't depend on AI or anything that's a software that allows autosave or anything. Manual save puts the user in control, and games don't have that no time anymore. So that was my 2 hours of Doom, and I'm at a 7.65, and it's getting better, and I subtract certain points as well. Otherwise I would have been at a 7.7 already. I'm not even at the halfway marker in the game. I'm already at a 7.65. That shows how good the game is. The only bad part about it is that it's first person. If I could switch from first person to third in the game, then it would be awesome. Then people who don't like to play first person would now have their third person. But that kind of goes against the whole point of Doom. Doom has always been first person. And if you don't like first person shooters, then that's fine by me. But I don't think that's what it is. I think people like 007, and that's a first person shooter, and they would prefer that over Doom. And I ask people like, but Doom is a better first person shooter than 007 is, so why do you prefer 007? Because it has the tana, it has the movie themes, it has the tropes, and its mythology is based on a franchise that's attached to it, and you could become a spy. Whereas Doom is not based on anything that came from a movie. It came from a video game itself. And everything is about killing fast, and it's difficult. Whereas 007 is difficult, but it's not to the level of Doom difficult. So I always tell people like, listen man, if you don't like playing Doom, but you like first person shooters, then you definitely got problems, my guy. Whether you're a woman or a man, you got mental problems. Because Doom is the first person shooter. And if you love first person shooters and you don't fuck with Doom, there's something wrong there. Seriously wrong there. I probably can't get over here, but maybe I can jump it. I doubt it. There's a platform below? Okay. Oh, for like double jump. Okay. Alright, so I'll save it here. This is not about me playing Doom anymore. I've gone past the 2-hour marker. It's a 7.65. I said everything I need to say about it. Menu screens, cheat codes. Yeah, the fact that the game allows you to have cheats based on what you search for in the game. That's awesome. Like, how many games do you know that will give you in-game cheats? So that once you beat an area, you could go back to the area, fight enemies again, find things again, but don't have to worry about the stress of fighting it the first time around, because you now beaten that area, so it rewards you with a cheat. That's why I'm at a 7.65. That's very good. Not many games do that. Not many games do that at all. So that's it for right now. I'll probably play Doom again either Tuesday or Wednesday. I only play Doom twice within a week because I play Warframe like 3 times a week. So for the evaluation, this is going to be long. This is going to be a long campaign, and it might take me all the way into November because I'm only going to be playing it twice a week. Well, for right now, it's very good. And I really, if anyone tells you they don't like Doom because it's a first-person shooter, ask them, do they like other first-person shooter games, or do they love first-person shooter games? If they say they love it, then you know there's something mentally wrong with them, because Doom is the epitome of the first-person shooter. It is the first-person shooter. You know there's something wrong about it. And they probably don't like rock, or they probably don't like difficult games, or they probably don't like the design of the world. You know, it's some type of bitch thing that they don't like. They're punk ass motherfuckers that probably don't like games that they have to struggle, you know. Or if they do like games that they have to struggle, like I know this girl, her name is a streamer, her name is I'm not gonna say her name, but she stream alt and she plays Dark Souls games, no problem. She likes difficult games, but she played Doom the Dark Ages once and then she peaced out. Now Doom is not an easy game. You can put it on its hardest mode and you die many times. So the only thing that I'm scratching my head, I'm thinking to myself, well, this person played lots of difficult games. Why they peace out from Doom? Oh, it must be a first person thing. And then it's, oh, it could be, if it's because you play horror games, I'm saying to myself, then yeah, it really must be a first person thing. Like, people really want a story and really want a character in the third person where they could see their avatar. Be like, bitch, the fuck out of here. You telling me I have to see my avatar all the time for a game to be good? Like, I have to be Resident Evil 3 all the fucking time just for it to be up there? No. Question anyone who claims they love first person shooters but they don't mess with Doom. You know there's something mentally wrong there. Seriously, psychologically wrong there. Alright, I'm out.